All right, so welcome back here. First and foremost, appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to get this thing going here. So we are looking at our um, Hawaiian adventure trip, and we are on leg number 6. So we got 3 more to go, including this one. We're going to be taking off from Maui and departing over to the Big Island. So we're going to be landing. We're departing from runway number 8, landing on runway 17 over at PHKO. So we're going to get this thing going off the ground. So we're departing from runway number 8, landing on runway 17. We'll get this thing going. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the our Hawaiian tour adventure so far. This once again is leg number 26, and once we get down on the runway, we're going to tune into BushTalk and see what we got going on. So I haven't seen any of this yet, so I'm going to be learning all the points of interest the same time you are. So we are signed into BushTalk Radio. On the website, we'll sign in over here. There we go. We got signed in. We're going to adjust the time of the weather here so that we can see. And we are going to depart to the east.
Hotel, November traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha taking off runway 8 departure to the east.
All right, so we'll get finished here. We're going to turn on some lights and the pitot heat. We're going to, before we do that, let's go ahead and adjust our heading. And we're going to set a altitude of about 1,000 feet. Give or take. All right, so now we are ready to take off here. We're going to release the parking brake. Our flaps are already set to 0, so we're going to go ahead and just do full throttle and take off here and say goodbye to Maui. It's been a blast, to say the least. But once again, guys, I do appreciate all the views, all the likes, all the comments that I've received so far. Honestly, I'll be doing this anyway, even if you weren't, but appreciate you having along. Hope you're enjoying it just as much as I am. A little rudder play there, skidding down the runway. Alright, so we're going to depart here. This was a fun runway to land on.
Hana is a census-designated place in Maui County, Hawaii, United States. The population was 1,235 at the 2010 census. Hana is located at the eastern end of the island of Maui and is one of the most isolated communities in the state. It is reached mainly via the Hana Highway, a long, winding, 52-mile-long highway along Maui's northern shore and also using boats. Like most of Hawaii, Hana was probably first settled between 500 and 800 AD by Polynesian peoples. The first sugarcane plantation in the area was established by George Wilfong in 1849. By 1883, there were 6 plantations operating in the area. By 1946, however, the last sugarcane plantation had closed, leading plantation workers to move mostly to the west side of Maui. That same year saw the opening of the Kailua-Kona Airport, today known as the Hotel Travasa, Hana, which helped transition the economy towards tourism. The winding, famously scenic Hana Highway was completed in 1926. Originally paved with gravel, it provided the first land vehicle access to the town. Hana's population peaked in the first half of the 20th century with a population of about 3,500.
All right, I think that was the Bush Talk Radio that we listened to on our way into the airport on the last episode. And so now we're going to head on over to the Big Island here. Let's go ahead and get an exterior view. We will say goodbye to Maui here kind of like that one better. Maybe we can use that as a thumbnail. Alright, let's see if there's any bush talk in between here and the island. There does not. So let's go ahead and do 2 times the sim rate so that we can get to the island faster. So shimmying along. See what that looks like from the inside. Yeah, it's definitely a little shaky. Alright, so we're going 3 times the normal speed. Just flying over the ocean. Yeah, it does seem like the wind is strong. It looks like 25, 26 knots going from our left to right. So it's basically going to be pushing us that way. See how the tail goes backwards, like to the right over there? That's the wind gusts hitting the wind, or hitting the tail. Alright, I think we can reduce our sim rate now. Alright, so this is normal speed. Off to our right, we got a BushTalk radio that will play.
Waipio Valley is a valley located in the Hana district of the Big Island of Hawaii. Waipio means curved water in the Hawaiian language. The valley was the capital and permanent residence of many early Hawaiian allied chiefs or kings up until the time of King Umi. This was a place celebrated for its nioi tree known as the Nioi Wela o Pa Akalana, or the burning nioi of Pa Akalana. It was the location of the ancient brass palace of the ancient kings of Hawaii. Kahekili II, king of Maui, raided Waipio in the 18th century and burned the 4 sacred trees to the ground. The first chief who had a court in this valley was called Kailua-Kona. The valley floor at sea level is almost 610 meters below the surrounding terrain. A steep road leads down into the valley from a lookout point located on the top of the southern wall of the valley. The shoreline of the valley is a black sand beach, popular with surfers. Several large waterfalls fall into the valley to feed the river, which flows from the foot of the largest falls at the back of the valley out to the ocean. Helicopter tours into the valley are available from several operators, and the views of the cliffs and waterfalls are spectacular.
All right, I'm back. Phone was ringing, had to take that real quick, but didn't miss anything here. We're gonna go ahead and do a sim rate super quick so that we can make our turn. And then we'll see what we got coming up for BushTalk. We got a airstrip up there. All right, there's our turn. One more, maybe two more. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get normal speed rate going. Does definitely look like we need to increase our altitude a little bit. And let's go ahead and check BushTalk. So we got a little thing on an airport that's up there, right here. So we'll go ahead and play that one.
Kailua-Kona Airport, PHKO, PHNM, is a state-owned public-use airport located 1 nautical mile southwest of Waimea, an unincorporated town in Hawaii County, Hawaii, United States. Hawaiian Airlines began scheduled passenger service from the airport in November 1953. As of 2016, the only scheduled air service is by Mokulele Airlines, which offers twice-daily service to Kailua, Maui. It is included in the Federal Aviation Administration National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems for 2021-2025, in which it is categorized as a non-primary commercial service facility. Mokulele Airlines serves the airport with Cessna 208X brand Caravan commuter turboprop aircraft.
And let's see, so up above here at that high point, it seems like there's a bunch of astronomy stuff, so we'll go ahead and play some of those.
The Mauna Kea site for the National Radio Astronomy Observatory is one in a series of 10 across the United States in what is called the Very Long Baseline Array. Each site consists of a 25-meter radio antenna dish and control building. Radio signals captured by each antenna are amplified, digitized, and recorded. The recorded data are then sent to a central location in Socorro, New Mexico, to be processed by a powerful computer known as a correlator. By collecting data from multiple different perspectives, these 10 sites collectively form one of the world's most powerful radio cameras. The VLBA's greatest strength is its ability for high-precision observations with pinpoint accuracy. Astronomers can measure the positions and distances of cosmic objects. This means the VLBA is used to map the universe, track near-Earth asteroids, and study black holes. The Mauna Kea observatories are a number of independent astronomical research facilities and large telescope observatories that are located at the summit of Mauna Kea on the Big Island of Hawaii, United States. The facilities are located in a 525-acre special land use zone known as the Astronomy Precinct, which is located within the 11,228-acre Mauna Kea Science Reserve. The Astronomy Precinct was established in 1967 and is located on land protected by the Historical Preservation Act for its significance to Hawaiian culture. The presence and continued construction of telescopes is highly controversial due to Mauna Kea's centrality in native Hawaiian religion and culture, as well as for a variety of environmental reasons. The location is near ideal because of its dark skies from lack of light pollution, good astronomical seeing, low humidity, high elevation of 4,205 meters, position above most of the water vapor in the atmosphere, clean air, good weather and low latitude location. The 30-meter telescope is an under-construction, extremely large telescope that has become controversial due to its planned location on Mauna Kea, on the island of Hawaii. The TMT would become the largest visible light telescope on Mauna Kea. Scientists have been considering ELTs since the mid-1980s. In 2000, astronomers considered the possibility of a telescope with a light-gathering mirror larger than 20 meters in diameter. The technology to build a mirror larger than 8.4 meters does not exist. Instead, scientists considered using either small segments that create one large mirror or a grouping of larger 8-meter mirrors working as one unit. The U.S. National Academy of Sciences recommended a 30-meter telescope be the focus of U.S. interests, seeking to see it built within the decade. Scientists at the University of California and Caltech began development of a design that would eventually become the TMT, consisting of a 492-segment primary mirror with 9 times the power of the Keck Observatory. Due to its light-gathering power and the optimal observing conditions which exist atop Mauna Kea, the TMT would enable astronomers to conduct research which is infeasible with current instruments. The TMT is designed for near-ultraviolet and mid-infrared observations, featuring adaptive optics to assist in correcting image blur. The TMT will be at the highest altitude of all the proposed ELTs. The telescope has government-level support from several nations. Demonstrations attracted press coverage after October 2014, when construction was temporarily halted due to a blockade of the roadway. While construction of the telescope was set to resume on April 2nd and later on June 24, 2015, it was blocked by further protests each time. In 2015, Governor David Ige announced several changes to the management of Mauna Kea, including a requirement that the TMT site will be the last new site on Mauna Kea to be developed for a telescope. The Board of Land and Natural Resources approved the TMT project, but the Supreme Court of Hawaii invalidated the building permits in December 2015, ruling that the board had not followed due process. On October 30, 2018, the court approved the resumption of construction, and Hawaii Governor David Ige announced that construction would resume the week of July 15, 2019.
All right, so that's all the Bush Talk radios that we have on the telescopes up there. Let's go ahead and take an exterior look and see if we can look upside that mountain. So that's all the telescopes right up there. It's a little too high to get up there with this Kenmore. But yeah, we are pretty high up there. Consider we're crossing over 8,500 feet. All right, 87, almost 8,000 feet now.
Is an active volcano on the island of Hawaii in the Hawaiian Islands. It is the westernmost, third youngest, and the third most active of the 5 volcanoes that form the island of Hawaii, following Kilauea and the much larger Mauna Loa. Its peak stands 8,271 feet above sea level. Hualalai is estimated to have risen above sea level about 300,000 years ago. Despite maintaining a very low level of activity since its last eruption in 1801, and being unusually inactive for the last 2,000 years, Hualalai is still considered active and is expected to erupt again sometime in the next 100 years. The relative unpreparedness of the residents in the area caused by the lull in activity would worsen an eruption's consequences. The area near Hualalai has been inhabited for centuries by Hawaiian natives, dating back to before recorded history. The coast to its west in particular has several royal complexes. The volcano is also important ecologically, is home to many rare species and several nature reserves near the summit, and is a popular hiking attraction. Today the coast near Hualalai is dotted by vacation resorts, some built on historic flows, and a national historical park.
Alright, so we'll advance a little more quickly on over here. That volcano talk was about this thing right here. Alright, we'll go back to normal speed as we go through these clouds. Definitely thickening up over here. And just off to the right, we got a, you won't be able to see it now, but I'll play it while we're going through this cloud. It's a bay right outside of the airport.
Kailua Bay is a historic district and popular recreation area on the Kona coast of the Big Island of Hawaii. Early history. This area has been populated for about 500 years, and in the 18th and 19th centuries was an important royal residence. One major feature is PHKO, which means literally Wall of the Ancients, a breakwater constructed in ancient Hawaii that might have once enclosed the entire bay. Since construction of a heiau using the dry stack masonry technique was a major undertaking, it is unusual to find the concentration of about 10 that were built on this bay. The Kuaminu heiau is on the north end of the bay. This was used by royalty to view surfing and as a residence. Nearby the Kailua-Kona canoe landing site is popular today with local surfers.
Alright, I think we can stop our climb there. So we hit a peak of around 8,700 feet above sea level. And we're going to kind of coast down and then make a right as we hit the Pacific Ocean there. So we're going to go ahead and check our flight plan here. So we have 54 miles to go until we reach the airport, and we'll play a few BushTalk radios. So we're actually going to turn autopilot off for a moment. We're going to take a little deviated path here. So if BushTalk radio plays something automatically, we'll just let it play. I was almost wondering if we can see the airport from here, because we're basically going to pass the airport and then make a right-hand turn. We're actually going to just do this manually and make a left-hand turn.
Is a historic district and popular recreation area on the Kona coast of the Big Island of Hawaii. Early history. This area has been populated for about 500 years, and in the 18th and 19th centuries was an important royal residence. One major feature is PHKO, which means literally Wall of the Ancients, a breakwater constructed in ancient Hawaii that might have once enclosed the entire bay. Since construction of a heiau using the dry stack masonry technique was a major undertaking, it is unusual to find the concentration of about 10 that were built on this bay. The Kuaminu heiau is on the north end of the bay. This was used by royalty to view surfing and as a residence. Nearby the Kailua-Kona canoe landing site is popular today with local surfers.
X-ray Gulf Sierra Alpha is 10 miles southeast 2,700 feet with Sierra to land.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to stick to our original flight plan here, based off of ATC. So we'll do a right turn downwind runway 17 landing. Alright, so let's get some airport information here. So, one, it sits at 42 feet above sea level.
The community was established by King Kamehameha I to be his seat of government when he was chief of Kona in 1795. It was later designated as the capital of the newly unified Kingdom of Hawaii. The town later functioned as a retreat of the Hawaiian royal family. Up until the late 1900s, Kailua-Kona was primarily a small fishing village. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the region has undergone a real estate and construction boom fueled by tourism and investment. Kailua-Kona is the start and finish of the annual Ironman World Championship Triathlon, the annual Kona Coffee Festival, and the Hawaiian International Billfish Tournament.
I think we got a golf course over to the right. Got a nice little community golf course there with some homes on it. Alright. One, this is the airport. Doesn't look like anybody's here. Or except this guy might be flying in. We're supposed to be making a right-hand downwind turn here, but we're just going to do a little tower flyby. We'll get a nice view of the airport here. We got the parking lot.
International Airport at PHKO is the primary airport on the island of Hawaii, located in Kailua-Kona, Hawaii, United States. The airport serves Leeward Hawaii Island, including the resorts in North Kona and South Ohio. It is one of two international airports serving Hawaii Island, the other being Kailua International Airport on the Vendor itself. It is included in the Federal Aviation Administration's National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems for 2021 to 2025, in which it is categorized as a small hub primary commercial service facility. The commercial passenger facility is a set of rambling, open-air, tropical-style structures divided into 3 terminals. Terminal 1 includes gates 1 through 5, Terminal 2 includes gates 6 through 10, and Terminal 3 hosts smaller commuter flights. Kona International is the only remaining major airport in the Hawaiian Islands where passengers board using mobile stairs or ramps instead of more modern jet bridges. Despite the less modern facilities, Kona is used by large airlines including the Airbus A321 and A330 along with Boeing 717, 737, 757, 767, and 777.
Alright, so apparently they don't use modern gates, and like when the big jets land over there, they just use stairwells. We're just going to line up to the runway, and then we'll kind of taxi over to that little tower area over there on the left. Alright, so welcome to the Big Island, ladies and gentlemen. We came from Maui. Actually, on leg number 1, we came all the way from the westernmost island over there. Alright, we got a nice soft landing. Alright, we will contact ground as well as head over here.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha cross runway 17 Golf Alpha Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, we are just going to park over here off to the side, because I think this is a cool view for another thumbnail. So we're going to pull off to the side here. We'll get out of the plane. And we're going to go right by the tower there. Grab our thumbnail. And we will save that for the next leg here. So we just did... What leg did we do? So we just did leg number 6. So we'll get this one ready for number 7. Nope. Where are we at here? This. So we'll call this leg number 7 C. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into the cockpit here. We will turn off our engine. We're going to hit our lights. We're going to turn off our alternator, our battery, and our avionics, and we will call it a day. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you once again. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate all the love and support that I've seen so far.